take all the credit for it, but I have to admit that it's not just our campaign, you know. People know that no matter what happens, you know, they're going to be going to that polling place in November, and when they go in that ballot box, the name George W. Bush will not be on the ballot, and that has people excited. That has people excited. The name of my cousin, Dick Cheney, won't be on the ballot. Some of you read about this. You know, they did this genealogical thing and found out that Cheney and I had a distant relation in common. It was very embarrassing. But his name won't be on the ballot. So we know that no matter what else happens, you know, the failed policies of the last 7 years, the Scooter Libby justice, the Brownie incompetence, the Karl Rove politics, all that is going to be coming to an end next year. But that's not the only reason that you're here. You're not just here to be against something, you want to be for something. You want to feel like it's still possible for us to do great things as a country, to solve problems, to help people. And you know, people need help right now. People are having a tough time here in San Antonio, here in Texas, all across the country. The last time I came to San Antonio, we had a round table about predatory lending and met a couple. They've got two twins, legally blind, and they were trying to refurbish their home. They took out a loan from a predatory lender, deceptive practices. They didn't know it. 2 weeks after they took out the loan, the rates doubled. They almost lost their home, almost got foreclosed. They had to cut back on the medicines that they needed to stay well because nobody was regulating these lenders. And that story you hear all across Texas. All across Texas, you talk to people who've been laid off, paper mills, other factories, work 20, 30 years in a plant, and suddenly the job gets shipped out, and folks are left without a job, but also without health care, without a pension. They're trying to figure out how to make it on $7 an hour, working at the local fast food joint. All across Texas, you'll meet teachers who are digging into their own pockets to buy school supplies, because the schools are underfunded. You meet young people who have given up, they drop out because they don't have any faith that the schools are going to teach them anything that they can use to find a job. And those who do struggle and study and work hard and defy the odds, they don't have money to go to college, so they end up having to take $20, $30, $40, $50,000 worth of loans. They've got a mortgage before they buy a house, saddled with debt. All across this country, I meet veterans. All across Texas, I meet veterans who have served in Iraq and Afghanistan. And they are proud of their service, and rightfully so, because they have done everything that's been asked of them. They have performed magnificently. But you know, they think about the buddies that are still back there, still fighting that war. They ask themselves about the wisdom of a mission that's cost us so dearly in blood and in treasure. And sometimes I meet homeless and disabled veterans who wonder how it is that this country could have forgotten their service so quickly. And then sometimes in rope lines just like this one, after a rally, I'll meet women like the one that gave me this bracelet commemorating her son who died in a roadside bomb at the age of 20. And I'll have to hug them, and they'll weep silently on my shoulder, thinking about their son. That's the stories that you hear as you travel across the country. And you know, people don't expect government to solve all their problems, but they do feel like government needs to listen, and they haven't been heard. Their voices are drowned out. People who are powerful, people who are wealthy, they're the ones who call the shots. They're the ones who set the agenda. The oil companies, the gas companies, and the banks, and the insurance companies, and the drug companies. Those who can afford lobbyists. Those who can afford to give campaign contributions. That's how people are feeling. They feel distant from their government. And so, what I've said to people is, I'm running to bring about not little change, but fundamental change. I want to break that barrier between the American people and their government. I want a government that's listening to the American people and responsive to the American people and fighting for the American people. And I am ready to lead this country in a new direction. But I can't do it by myself. I can't do it by myself, San Antonio. I've got to have you guys with me. Remember what I said, change doesn't happen from the top down. It happens from the bottom up. It happens because the American people are mobilized and they hold Congress accountable and the president accountable. You've got to be involved. You've got to be ready for change. Because, let me tell you, if you are ready for change, then we can go ahead and tell those lobbyists that their days of setting the agenda in Washington are over because they have not funded my campaign, they will not run my White House, and they will not drown out the voices of the American people when I'm President of the United States of America.